Thunder Power Prolate RX for all the batteries except for an Elite for the turbine. 4000s for the RX pack. It's a 2700 for the turbine. And there's a tiny little baby 400 milliamp that runs the retracts, which seem to basically pull nothing from that battery. I feel like I charge it every like 2 or 3 sessions out. Just behind, Electron retracts, just standing run-of-the-mill for CARF. But moving to the back, we've got Powerbox Competition SR2, which has just been really great. The programming in it's great. One of the funny things about the Mephisto is it has ganged elevator servos, and they're very difficult to access. So if you need to tune them, I'm not gonna say it's impossible, it's just very, very hard. This has a auto servo matching. So you set one, you know, do all your rates, and then you basically just go to the servo match, you plug the other one in, and it just figures it all out for you. I'm also running it through a Cortex, which is probably a little different from most of the Powerbox users. So I'm just trying the Cortex right now. I've had some success with it. I think it works well. And it pairs just fine with the competition as long as you are using the Powerbox receivers with S-Bus as opposed to the P2 bus, which is the standard. 2 Powerbox 26D receivers, just super simple, only 1 wire to each. Zycoy retract controller, just, you know, been in there since day one. Does the brakes and the gear, never an issue. Sometimes I feel like I don't even need to do gear passes because I've never had the gear not extend. Got a FCT air trap. This was all you could get in the peak of the COVID pandemic, so that's what I ended up with. I think one different thing about this Mephisto build versus most is that there is a third tank, an auxiliary tank in here. That tank is actually from an Ultra Flash. I love flying this airplane so much that the like 6-ish minute flight time just wasn't enough for me. So that gives me another like 1.5 liters, which is really nice. It actually empties first too, so you take off, you kind of have like a few warm-up passes, and then the weight shifts back, and then you're back on just the standard saddle tanks that are provided with the Mephisto. All in, I'm getting about 8.5 minutes of flight time. I can even push it a little farther if I have to go for a few go-rounds. I can start to do the hover stuff in the last 3-ish minutes. So I have real 3 minutes of 3D to have a really good time. Other notable things, Sweetwin 300. This is from the guys in Arizona, Bad Boys RC. This thing has just not skipped a beat since the day I got it. It powers this just perfectly. Plenty of power for hovering, always starts, very reliable, great fuel consumption, just nothing bad to say about it. And yeah, it's a really good pair for this. As far as servos, the entire airplane is Futaba. It's 9177s for everything except for the flaps, which are the A700s, the really high torque ones for the really big flaps. Even also the Vector, 9177s, everything. You can tell that there's something different on the vent, and that's that there's a large valve on there. The way that I transport this is in a Subaru Outback. The whole airplane, which is, you know, almost 3 meters long. So it rides upside down, and I was finding that when I go over bumps, I was getting a little bit of splashing in my face as I was driving of diesel. So I just add that in there, and before I turn it upside down and put it in the vehicle, I just close that valve. And just always remember to open it before fueling or flying.